Hey, welcome back to Tmeztv. We're doing something a little different today. Not that though. Not that. It's a spider queen. What's happening? It is maintenance day. We ran last night, and you know, we got to get all the stuff all washed up. We had a little bit of an issue with the thing taking off, so we really need to go through this thing and check the fuel system. So it's a mechanical fuel injection. So if you don't keep up with the air, sometimes your fueling can get off because you got to change the air as the night changes. Well, we kept changing the air, and I feel like one of the components in the fuel system slipped or moved or changed, and man, our car wouldn't take off. Man, if you don't take off on the starts here at Knoxville, you're behind. So we're gonna wash this thing up once we get the pressure washer working. That is the fuel pump right here. Okay, so the fuel pump builds a ton of fuel pressure. So we have the this bypass, and then these bypasses return the fuel back to the tank so that it doesn't flood the motor. It's a really interesting system because ultimately these things make so much power that it takes a ton of fuel, almost like a drag car. You know, when it turns on that second pump, the thing starts making power. Well, these things make a ton of power, and it needs a lot of methanol. We'll burn 15 gallons of fuel in a 20-lap race. Okay, so having the thing fueled right, getting the thing tuned up is so crucial. Boy, those are nice. So we run all of the Stevie Smith stuff, okay, and these being titanium, it's a good topic of discussion whether these or an aluminum arm are better. Okay, I've heard both. I've heard these actually make it act like it's a stiffer bar rate, and these are absolutely beautiful, the nicest arm on the market. But whether it's billet or just a standard arm or titanium, they all have different effects on the way the car feels.
It's gotta be whatever's going on here.
Okay, so I'm just inspecting while they're getting the pressure washer ready, and you can see I don't have a ton of right front travel, which means it's not on the right front a ton. You can see at one point it buried the right rear. I probably jumped the curb, but the other slides, like, look, that is the most, so that's like 1.5 inches. We'll call it a knuckle and a half. Now when it comes to the left sides, you have so much wing speed there. We're just buried on those. Oh yeah, that is nice. Okay, well, if this is free and this is free, the race car is really happy. I typically do a nice little shake there. Oh, the best sound. And oh boy, he's got it nice and square. This Stevie Smith birdcage is really just, look at it. It's so slick.
Do you want it?
Yeah, we got the car all washed. Now we need to start pulling the fuel system apart and going through it. I've been having a lot of fun with this whole thing, and these guys are giving me everything I really need to go racing, and it's been a lot of fun this year. I feel like, so last night they had so many cars, so many 410 cars, because they weren't running the 410s. You know, Ryan Timms put the wing on, or put the 360 in, and Austin McCarl and Parker Price Miller, you know, a handful of those guys put 360s in, and we went out and we ran our best lap time we've run since I started this deal. and I was so pumped about that. But it put us 10th. They split the groups, and I really needed to run better in the heat, and it just didn't take off very good. I went wide on the start, thinking that it was just trying to keep it from blowing the tires off, and I knew we were having issues with it taking off, and I thought if I went wide, I could kind of build some speed and maybe get it to go when he did, and it didn't quite work out. And man, I was running 4th by the time I came off of 2, and man, I just there went our night because it just didn't take off. And but I'm learning every time I get out there. I'm learning where to race, where to be, what to do, keeping wing speed. You know, whether you need to run the bottom or the top. You know, the top just got a little far around last night with the USAC. USAC cars slide so much, you know, with the wing cars, we start out, you know, kind of in the middle, and it goes kind of slick in the middle, and then it just a little bit above, a little bit below. Last night, it was just so long around the top, and I got my wing too far back, and I got myself tight on the wing. Well, I didn't even know, because everybody's like, oh, you just want to be plugged left, plugged left, plugged left. So I'm like, this isn't straight. That's left. I'm plugged left. I thought it was good. I should have moved the wing forward. But I'm learning every time I get out there, and that's part of the game. You know, wing racing is really popular right now, and it's thanks to Kyle Larson and the World of Outlaws. You know, they've been really doing an amazing job at the marketing and the exposure of our sport, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I like the spring on it. That double spring is nice.
Not allowed to, are you?
So we ultimately use this gauge to see what the barrel valve is doing in here. Here's the barrel valve. So this is kind of a how-to. All right, so we think, I'm almost 100% sure we found our problem. Okay, so the thing wasn't taking off very good on starts. We got a bunch of little pinch bolts that clip on to little cylinders, and ultimately one of them slipped. So yeah, let's go to Knoxville and I'm gonna show you what happened last night. So the GoPro has a GPS built into it, but the G-forces are like almost 3 Gs. It was pulling 3 Gs, and it kind of just messes up the GPS, but I feel like the speed is accurate. It's just not as accurate as like your speedometer in your car live to where we are on the track, I don't believe, but felt pretty good about my line here and how smooth I was. This was the best the car has felt since we've been going. All right, so we just got done with qualifying, and we practiced. I didn't have a lot of time to talk to the camera, but so Ron Shaver builds our motors, and Ron is in town. So Ron and Alan were working on the fuel setup because it has finally warmed up in the Midwest. It's pretty decent temperature today, and man, we just weren't that great in practice, and I felt like for the first time that was hands down the best the car has been. Just locked down left, not stepping out, like doing exactly what I've been needing it to do, but we weren't very fast, so we richened the system up and it seemed to be better. It's hard to say, but we ran a 16.0, and in previous weeks, the best we've run is a 16.3, so that's the best lap we've run since we've been coming here, so I feel really good about that. Hey, thank you so much for watching Tmeztv. It's not my normal gig to run one track every weekend. We're getting ready to go to Midget Week. Next week we start Tuesday. We're in Indiana for like 6 nights of racing, so got a busy week coming, and yeah, we've been getting rained out with a lot of races, and you know, got a lot on the schedule. It's early in the year. The busiest month is the next month, so. Well, the thing didn't take off very good on the start, and it kind of got us behind. So we're in a B main. I'm getting ready to hop in the car. They just called our B main, but we started on the front row. So time to go rip the lip. At this point, they're driving away from me on the bottom. I was a little bit too tight, couldn't stick it, so I thought I'd burn some laps around the top. I could stick the bottom of 3 and 4, so, and there's a little bit in the middle there if you can kind of catch it. I was told I pulled the wing back too far, and I was a bit tight. So now I know. freaking dreams. started, we really needed to run second there, and I got passed by the 40 car and went to the top, and we've been kind of having some issues with this thing running like just 100%, but that means we need to go through the fuel system and check all the bypasses and make sure nothing has changed. And then all night we were kind of tweaking on the fuel, and we got it back. We leaned it out and we got the thing to rip on the top end, but it wouldn't take off. And it got us behind in the heat race. You know, we come off running 4th in the heat race on the start. We should have come off running 1.5, you know, a half car length off the top, and we just got ourselves behind. Honestly, I've learned, you know, kind of what I've been missing with the wing car in general, because this place is so big. It really like amplifies each part of the corner, you know, like if the car goes in, gets down on the left front, gets down on the left rear, and then before the center gets back up off the left front, you're done. You're too tight from the rest of the way on. So then now you factor in wing speed. Okay, and so like if I'm just like running the bottom, I don't have a ton of wing speed because I don't have a lot of speed in general, because it's 10 mile an hour, 15 mile an hour slower on the bottom. So if you know, in that B, I thought if I could just get up on the wheel and get wing speed, get this thing locked down on the back tires and keep my momentum off the corner, you know, that's kind of what I was going with. But I'm learning big time every single night. And hey, I couldn't do this without you guys. Couldn't do this without Alan and Kayleen Verveil. These guys are a class act. It's been just an absolute pleasure to drive for. Big shout out to the Smiley Crane guys. You can take this crane, fold it up, and roll it through a doorway, then open it back up, hang your parts. Pretty neat deal. Those guys are really helping make this possible, so shout out to those guys. And we got non-wing cars today, so I'm gonna go watch the boys go send it, and hopefully they don't bend it.